N/PVS4, night vision sight, individual served weapon. N/PVS4 is the U.S. military designation for a specification of the first second-generation passive night vision device. The N/PVS4 first saw widespread use during the Gulf War and later some deployment in the Iraq War, and has since been replaced by modern third-generation weapon sights. Introduction. Although passive night vision technology capable of allowing vision under ambient starlight conditions has existed since the 1950s, it was not until the N/PVS4 was developed that a practical, high-quality device that met military requirements was first made available. Unlike earlier passive starlight weapon scopes, the N/PVS4 provided a high-quality image without significant distortion, could adjust to changing ambient light conditions, was able to take multiple reticles to operate in many roles, and had protective features allowing it to shut down in the event of exposure to bright light, but still recover in time after a muzzle flash for the operator to see the round hit the target. Using the MX9644 image intensifier tube, the N/PVS4 became one of the most widely used night vision scopes and has been in active use for more than a quarter of a century. History. Initial engineering development of the N/PVS4 was undertaken by Optic Electronic Corporation of Dallas, Texas, in 1975 as a replacement for the Vietnam War era N/PVS2 Starlight scope. In 1976, the first production contract was awarded for 47,074 units, and first deployed in 1978. 16,927 more units were produced between 1985 and 1989, and 24,046 more units produced between 1990 and 1992. By 2002, more than 150,000 units had been produced within the United States alone. Although production has ceased, as recently as 2008 the U.S. military was still obtaining parts to both repair N/PVS4S and convert N/PVS4S to N/TVS5S. It is still presently also upgrading N/PVS4S to N/PVS4S also. During the Gulf War, the N/PVS4 was widely deployed on a variety of weapons. The Gulf War represented the first war in which ground combat operations continued both day and night through the use of night vision devices. Although more modern equipment was available during the Iraq War, the N/PVS4 was still in active use. Production of the N/PA-13 thermal weapon sight began in 1996, and production of the N/PVS4 ceased entirely by 2002. Design details. The N/PVS4 uses a 25mm screw-type variable gain image intensifier tube. Operational voltage is 3.0 volts. Early production models feature two circular battery compartments located on the main housing. These battery compartments are designed to accommodate one 3.0 VBA 5567/U, or two 1.5 VBA 3058/U simultaneously. Later designations such as the N/PVS4A use two common AA batteries, BA 3058/U, via a purpose-built adapter, PNA 3009873, that attaches to one of the circular battery compartments. Use of the adapter negates the need for BA 5567/U and BA 3058/U. N/PVS4S still in use today are typically upgraded with the AA battery adapter even if they have not been upgraded to a third-generation tube. Some N/PVS4A models made after 1984 feature an integral AA battery housing that does not require the use of an external AA battery adapter. MX9644 image intensifier tube. Much of the success and longevity of the N/PVS4 was due to the MX9644 image intensifier tube. To make the tube more usable with simple optics, a second-generation MCP-based image intensifier was adapted to an electrostatic inverter, similar to a first-generation image intensifier. The result was that the tube produced an inverted image, simplifying the optical requirements of any night vision device that used it. Although not a hybrid tube, Gen 1 and Gen 2 in the same tube housing, it nonetheless produced a gain of around 20,000, making it suitable for use under starlight-only conditions and even overcast starlight conditions in remote locations. Subsequent image intensifier tube development. The MX9644 was later replaced by the MX11620 third-generation tube, which is a direct replacement for devices that were designed to use the MX9644. The MX9644 tube was also continued in the form of the MX9644/UV, which was a second-generation tube, although evidence exists that a further hybrid tube, Gen 3 tube attached by FO to a Gen 1 tube, was developed under this specification to provide far more gain, improved S/N and lower EBI. Hybrid tubes are capable of gains well in excess of 100,000 times. The Stinger Nitesite is a good example of Gen 3+1 technology. The ITTF4849 and ITTF4960, MX11619 and MX11620, were also developed, which use a 25 mm Gen 3 tube. As these tubes were proximity focused, it was necessary to add a fiber optic inverter to the tube to both extend the optical length of the device, and the Gen 3 photocathode was also mounted in some cases on a fiber optic plate rather than the usual Gen 3 glass plate to match the focal point of the IN/PVS4 optics. These tubes provided significant performance increase in gain but very little in the way of resolution. Two other tube developments that occurred but were not widely manufactured included optical relays to invert the image both in front and behind a Gen 3 25 mm tube. This allowed for significant increases in tube resolution and performance over the FO-based third-generation tubes and involved a lens assembly being housed in a container that matched the MX9644 tube exactly. Related development for driving-based devices included fiber optic expanders that magnified the image and could be retrofitted to driving scopes that also used this tube. Operation. Operation of the device is through two controls located on the left side of the tube housing. The lower control is an on/off switch for the image intensifier tube and secondarily controls the gain of the tube, allowing the operator to control the brightness of the image. The upper control is an on/off switch for the illuminated reticle and secondarily allows the brightness of the reticle to be adjusted. Elevation and windage adjustment is made through turrets located on the objective lens. Each click equals 1/4 MOA. Day/night adapter. The IN/PVS4 also has a day/night adapter that allows sighting in of the units during the daytime or for daytime operation of the sight. Under extremely bright nighttime conditions, it may be necessary to use this adapter. The adapter consists of 3 hole sizes spaced evenly around the periphery. These pass by 3 larger aperture holes and 3 dark glass lenses to allow for 6 different levels of light reduction into the scope. As a result, the IN/PVS4 can be used in lighting conditions ranging from midday sun in the desert, through to very bright moonlight and high levels of urban lighting. Under moonlight or lower conditions, the IN/PVS4 can be used without the adapter and the ABC or automatic brightness controls will reduce the gain, although the image may be too bright for the reticle to show correctly. When used, the image of the IN/PVS4 is reduced and appears somewhat triangular. Due to the small apertures and resulting light diffraction, focusing behavior differs from normal operation due to the increased depth of field. Limitations. In December 1974, the final IN/PVS4 development test recorded the various shortcomings found during field testing. The majority of the issues were addressed in final production. Issues not addressed were deemed permissible. Several issues noted were reliability, specifically with intensifier tubes being damaged due to moisture. This problem was fully addressed in final production. It was also noted the mount designed to secure the IN/PVS4 to the M60 machine gun was difficult to install and prone to loss of zero. The sight reticles for both the M16 rifle and M14 rifle required firing a minimum of 20 rounds to seat before the zeroing procedures could begin, leading to an excessive expenditure of ammunition. The sight reticles were subsequently modified, requiring only 2 rounds for seating purposes. Early reticles for the M16/M203 could not be zeroed for each weapon simultaneously. Rubber eye guard separation from the sight was a common problem that was addressed. An example of a noted shortcoming ultimately considered insignificant was an enemy's ability to detect the reflection of the N/PVS4 objective lens using an active infrared night vision device. The IR device needed to detect the N/PVS4 required a straight-on unobstructed view, and N/PVS4 detection only occurred using an active device, as opposed to passive. The IR light emitted from the enemy's active device would be clearly observable to anyone employing an N/PVS4, making the enemy's position easily known. Reticle burn-in was also addressed. One issue that persists even in production models is the tendency for the projected reticle pattern to become washed out in bright light. This can be somewhat mitigated by adjusting the reticle brightness knob to its brightest position and keeping the tube brightness knob as low as possible. Variants. Although not specifically considered variants, there are a number of other models that share the N/PVS4 lineage and often use interchangeable components, including the image intensifier tube. The addition of an A after the model, e.g., N/PVS4A, signifies a third-generation image intensifier tube and may be designated either after upgrade or at original manufacture. A variants typically use AA batteries. N/TVS5. The N/TVS5 is an observation scope, although it does come with reticles and can be used as a weapon sight as well. With a larger catadioptric lens and higher zoom level, it is rated with a detection range of over 1 km with a third-generation image intensifier tube. N/PVS8. The N/PVS8 is a large objective lens version of the N/PVS4 and uses the same tube housing. Intended for mounting or use with tripod, it is an observation device and as such, does not include the reticle or the reticle brightness adjustment. N/PVS20. The N/PVS20 is a large objective lens version of the N/PVS4 intended for mounting on large weapons. It comes with bioptic as well as monocular eyepieces and uses the same tube housing as the N/PVS4. Weighing in at 5.6 kilograms, it is unlikely to be used on a handheld weapon but is found on heavy-mounted weapons including autocannons and heavy machine guns. It comes default using AA batteries. NVS700. The NVS700 is the original designation of the Optic Electronics Corp N/PVS4. This model is also manufactured in Iran. NVS800. The NVS800 is the original DA of the Optic Electronics Corp N/TVS5. This model is also manufactured in Iran. Auto NVS1. Observation version of the N/PVS4 without a reticle, manufactured in Iran. Auto NVS2. Binocular version of N/PVS4 without reticle, manufactured in Iran. NVST700. Individual night vision sight, with reticle, manufactured in Iran. NVST800. Binocular night vision scope, based on N/TVS5, manufactured in Iran. IWSNL84. N/PVS4 made in Israel by New Noga Light. NL87. N/TVS5 derivative made in Israel by New Noga Light. NL89. N/PVS20 derivative made in Israel by New Noga Light. Startron. The Startron 426 is a surveillance device designed to make use of the civilian version of the MX9644 tube, the F4845. It is thought that the F4845 were tubes that did not pass the mil-spec requirements. NVM4. A small surveillance scope intended primarily for law enforcement use, that is designed specifically to use surplus MX9644 tubes from N/PVS4S that are upgraded to Gen III tubes. ITT's F4960 Stinger Nitesite. A direct descendant of the N/PVS4 using an advanced Gen III and IF4844 image tube, it is capable of identifying targets at ranges of up to 7 kilometers. It is intended as the sighting mechanism for the Stinger missile. It features a 2.26x zoom and a 23.5 degree field of view. Reticles. One of the unique capabilities of the N/PVS4 that is not available in many other night vision weapon sights is the field-changeable reticles. By replacing the reticle, the N/PVS4 is able to provide service to a wider variety of weapons than any other weapon sight, including squad automatic weapons, rocket launchers, grenade launchers, shoulder-launched multipurpose assault weapons and recoilless rifles. Crosshair. The Crosshair is the most basic reticle for the N/PVS4 and is available as either a simple crosshair, a mild dot crosshair, or as an aim point crosshair. M16/M203/M79. The M16 reticle features a range estimator and a 3-point crosshair that provides an aiming point for close range 200 m and 400 m. The same reticle is also used for the M203 and the M79. M60/M14/M249. The M60 reticle is similar to the M16 reticle but contains points rather than crosshairs for 200 minutes, 400 m and 600 m. This reticle is used for the M14 and M249 also. M72A1. The M72A1 reticle contains a rangefinder with marks for 100, 200, and 300 meters. This sight is used on the M72 law. M67. The M67 reticle is similar to the M72A1 reticle, but contains range marks for 200, 400, 600, and 800 meters. M67 reticle. F4960 Stinger Nitesite. The Stinger reticle is very different in that it is a rear-mounted illuminated reticle. The reticle is built into the tube and positioned on top of the screen so both the screen and reticle are in focus. It also allows red-on-green illumination which makes the reticle stand out. The top circle is the range-finding circle and the lower three locations are for sighting. Stinger Nitesite reticle. Location of manufacture. F4960 Stinger Nitesite. The Stinger reticle is very different in that it is a rear-mounted illuminated reticle. The reticle is built into the tube and positioned on top of the screen so both the screen and reticle are in focus. It also allows red-on-green illumination which makes the reticle stand out. The top circle is the range-finding circle and the lower three locations are for sighting. Location of manufacture. The N/PVS4 is one of the most widely manufactured night vision sights in the world, with many countries making their own version either under license to the US or as a variant. US manufacturers. Originally manufactured by Optic Electronic Corporate in Texas, also manufactured by Vero, Litton, ITT, and Northrop Grumman and Nitech Incorporated in Niles, Illinois. Pakistan. The Institute of Optronics, IOP, manufactures the N/PVS4 and N/TVS5 under license. Germany. Euroatlas manufacture the N/PVS4 and N/TVS5 night vision sights under license. Iran. Iran Electronics Industries manufacture the NVS700, N/PVS4, and NVS800, N/TVS5. Singapore. Thales Optronics Systems manufacture the NVS700, N/PVS4, and NVS800, N/TVS5. Israel. New Noga Light, a subsidiary of Star Night Technologies, manufactures a range of NVDs including the NL84, NL87, and NL89 variants of the N/PVS4, N/TVS5 and N/PVS20. Alternative use. Surveillance. The N/PVS4 is also commonly used for surveillance operations and surplus units are commonly donated to police forces. There are also surveillance model derivatives specifically designed to use civilian versions of the tube, such as the Startron, which uses the ITT F4845 25mm tube. Additionally, companies such as Night Vision also produce aftermarket surveillance device housings such as the NVM4A for law enforcement and civilian use that take surplus military MX9644 tubes. Astronomy. Due to its availability and affordability, the N/PVS4 has been used very successfully in the realm of electronically assisted astronomy. Astronomers have adapted the N/PVS-4 for use with telescopes and other celestial observation equipment. Summary. Despite being obsolete by newer technology, especially third-generation night vision, the N/PVS-4 is still a capable device and still far exceeds the quality of many contemporary civilian devices. While considered an older scope, it still shows up from time to time as a second-hand or used item at weapon shows and through private sales, although good quality units are still sought after and difficult to come by. Although the military is phasing this unit out, older devices are frequently donated to police services for reuse, and so the N/PVS-4 is likely to remain in use for some time. Cultural impact and civilian ownership. Although the N/PVS-4 is one of the best-known night vision devices, it is not a commonly recognized device. Up until recent times, prohibitive costs and availability limitations on devices such as the N/PVS-4 resulted in very few items being available outside of the military. Because of the limited availability of 25mm image intensifier tubes and housings to civilians, what N/PVS-4s did become available tended to have well-used tubes, and as a result, civilians tended to avoid buying them. The availability of third-generation rifle scopes of higher quality for professionals would have provided another option for shooters, while the lower cost of first-generation consumer night vision devices would have led to lower-end consumers purchasing cheaper imported scopes. However, the N/PVS-4 does have a reputation for holding zero and being able to withstand high recoil, making it popular amongst enthusiasts who are able to get a reasonable good condition item. The optics are considered exceptional, even by contemporary standards, and the biggest drawback compared to modern scopes is the weight. Although the N/PVS-4 has not had a great deal of cultural impact, its legacy of high-quality night vision has become a staple of movies and television shows which often do not show real equipment. As a result, very few people that do not have military, firearm or night vision experience are likely to recognize one visually. Users: Spain, Grupo Especial de Operaciones, Special Operations Group, GIA. Turkey, formerly used by the Turkish Land Forces. United States, formerly used by the U.S. Marine Corps.
Please subscribe and thanks for watching.